Hi everyone. I wanted to cover a development in the COP26 story. I'm sure you've heard COP26 is the global climate conference that is happening in Glasgow. And there was a story the last few days here where somebody had noticed actually prices are really jumping up. And I think I'll ask my guest for an extra £2,000 for what would be a maximum 2-week booking. So we've got lots and lots of units, probably 100 guests over COP26 of varying prices. But we knew this was happening. This owner didn't think that prices would go up too much and got a very early booking and then noticed I can get a lot more money for my property. So went back and communicated with the guest. And if you haven't seen this, we'll quickly go over it. The guy tweeted it. So this guy got contacted. I won't read it out. It says, it troubles me that I have missed out on a great deal of money due to your early booking. So I meant to contact you earlier to get more money out of you, but was on holiday for 3 weeks. So basically, I think an extra £2,000 should cover it. And it's an amazing property and prices have went up and I didn't realise. So basically, this guy has made a mistake there. And that was the original story that the guy shared his tweet and the media picked it up and basically the guy was out of order there by putting the prices up. He'd made a mistake, but he said, if you don't pay me £2,000, I'm going to cancel your booking. So that was stage one of the story. It develops further that this has got media attention. We get the alerts and the press releases coming through for all things tourist service accommodation, etc. So we got this news story sent to us today that Airbnb has banned this owner from renting during COP. So there's a few things to learn from this. Being greedy when it comes to money for these events and one-off conferences and music concerts can also backfire on you. So the guy would have been fine sticking with his money, which was probably massively inflated from his nightly rate anyway. But Airbnb has taken a decision to ban him from that. So trying to get an extra $2,000 has meant he will get nothing for that unless he gets it off the Airbnb platform. So lesson one is not to be greedy. We've had many people contact us and they won't get bookings simply because they're being absolutely disgustingly greedy about this. They're wanting thousands of pounds a night and they've seen other people getting it. So they're not taking really good bookings at good, reasonable money, 4 or 5 times a normal rate there for, a November. But they've seen online that they can get £2,000 a night and they're wanting 3,000 because their unit's better. So lesson one here is that money turns people into horrible human beings sometimes, and we get greedy. And even people that have been dealing with us have been massively greedy about this because they're just wanting super premium money rather than just taking a reasonable amount that we know we could get, and we could get it like 10 times. But they've seen someone else is getting more money, and I suspect they will end up with nothing because we're nearly there now. So lesson one is not to get greedy during these events. All for maximising the profit of your Airbnb service accommodation unit. Of course, if a music concert comes on and the market justifies an increase in prices, then for me that's totally fine. The same as a little village with nothing and it gets less than London. The market justifies places in London and New York and these places. So the market will decide what the price is. But being super greedy is bad. And the second thing is, Airbnb will ban you for any reason. So we need to be careful going forward. Airbnb will literally shut your unit down. They'll refund guests if they don't like it. Airbnb aren't necessarily there to help you as a host or help a guest find property. They're there simply to maximise their own income for shareholders. And I've said this before, but if they get negative PR or press around something, then they don't really care about that host, and they probably shouldn't because he's been greedy. But Airbnb will do anything to protect their reputation, as most businesses would. So be very careful that sometimes if you're solely reliant on Airbnb, they will protect their business's reputation as any business should do, and that might mean that you get a ban. So be very careful just using Airbnb is your principal thing, and just don't be greedy. It'll backfire on you.